Pain. Complete and utter pain is the only way to describe that. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode and kicking off your Tuesday morning with me here as we're giving out free sports picks each and every single day. And let's make sure we go ahead and recap yesterday. As you guys can see right there, we lost a little bit of money yesterday, down 1.56 units. And overall, it was an absolute heartbreaking day. It looked like towards the end of the night, we were going to put a lot of profit up in our pocket, and it was all snatched away from us there late in a couple of ball games. Let's go ahead and work our way through it. We all started off with Spencer Howard up under 3.5 Ks. That sailed to a nice victory for everybody there, so that was a nice win for us, and that was also the free giveaway bet. So I'll do a free giveaway here in a little bit. Our dog of the day, though, lost. Our dog of the day was the Reds. That was a back-and-forth game. I mean, Cubs jump out to an early lead, getting a home run in the first inning, but the Reds battled back. Then the Cubs retake the lead, and then the Reds were eventually able to take that lead and have a 5-4 lead going into the ninth inning, and then it fell apart. I mean, it just fell apart for that bullpen-wise, which was upsetting because the bullpen had been one of the strengths of that team, since the All-Star break and since July 1st. So that was upsetting that they were unable to hold that lead and get us a nice victory there. But then the heartbreaker by far is Michael Pineda being the winning pitcher there of the Twins. Did enough, pitched 6 innings, was really good, only gave up, 2 runs in those 6 innings. And then the bullpen for the Twins just let him down. I mean, they gave up a home run in the 7th inning. And obviously the devastating blow was in the 9th inning. The closer was on the mound. And he pitched 5 innings, and then he exited the game with an injury. And at that point, it's game over, folks. It's game over. If that happens to any other reliever, okay, it's next man up. But when your closer goes into a ball game, everybody in that bullpen thinks, okay, night's over. We ain't going to be pitching this game. Our closer just went out there. And they mentally just flip that switch, and it's game over for them. And yeah, then when he exits to the injury, they've got to call up a guy. I know he gets enough time to warm up, but it's just that mentality of closer goes in the game, game's over. Guy comes in, he pitches like shit, and he gives up a 2-run tying home run, and then the game goes into extra innings. So just really unfortunate. We got bit by an injury because that one looked like it was going to be a nice cash for us. And again, that was at a nice plus 180 odds there. So that would have just been a fantastic cash right there for us. But I guess injuries are part of the game, and that does happen, but it just came out a really, really terrible spot for us there. Then the White Sox, they couldn't get it done. We talked about one of the advantages going into that game was in their bullpen. They had the bullpen advantage where the Royals bullpen had been struggling. And while the Royals did jump out to a nice early lead, then we saw the White Sox bullpen shut it down against the Royals. And then they were able to get to that Royals bullpen and get some runs. Unfortunately, not quite enough as they only got 1 run, or they fell 1 run short and amongst their comeback. And then we took a couple arbitrage bets. We took the right fee in the Angels-Rockies game, and we took the Nerfy in the Nats-Phillies game. I was able to scrape up some free arbitrage money up in those 2 games. But yeah, just, again, down 1.56 units. But that Michael Pineda winning pitcher, we deserve to get that win. We deserve that win. I mean, just there's no way to put it. We deserve that. And that was complete and utter pain to see the closer go out with an injury. Next guy comes in and just doesn't even get the job done. So yeah, and then dog of the day, that one definitely hurts a little bit because we were winning the game, going into the 8th inning, going into the 9th inning. We had the win. It all got taken away from us right there. All right, or maybe it was 5-5 going 9th. Either way, that was painful. It was in a span of like 5 minutes. I was watching that Twins games, wanting to see if they could go ahead and close it out. Obviously, Dude Man gives up the home run, and then it was like 5 minutes later, the Reds gave up the nice 5-4 lead to the Cubs. Just a brutal 5 minutes. We didn't deserve that. We deserve better than that. Let's go ahead and hope that today's results are better to us because we're putting in the work. Didn't quite get the results there yesterday. I want to before we get into the bets, remind you guys, I always tell you guys, if you have issues with sportsbooks, you need to email them. They'll give you free money. It's been a month or so since we've done one of these kind of reminders, so I wanted to let you guys know. Here's a prime example. We got a 100% profit boost on Sunday. I tweeted it out, and a couple of you guys also got it, or a bunch of you guys also got it as well. So, but then in using the boost, they had some technical difficulties on Draftkings end where you couldn't use the boost. Well, I, of course, email them, go back and forth. As you can see here in the screenshot, it was over the course of 12 or so messages, going back and forth with them, really just complaining, telling them how upset I am. Well, as you can see there in the screenshot there, their last response was, we'll give you a free $100 bet. to kind of make up for the profit boost. So didn't ultimately get to use that profit boost like I would have wanted to on Sunday, but scored a free $100 bet through emailing them and complaining. So I do like that, and obviously it's a big spot for me, $100 free bet. So got to obviously find a good spot this week. The free bet expires on Sunday, so at some point, I will find a bet that I just absolutely love, and I'll drop that $100 free bet. But more importantly, just wanted to remind you guys have issues, email them. They'll throw free bets at you. They want your business, and they don't want you going to another sportsbook when you're complaining, or in my case, I fake complain every single time just to get free bets. So there you go right there. All right, let's go ahead now and get on that free giveaway bet before we go ahead and roll out the slate of bets. And this is all because of Spencer Howard up under 3.5 Ks. They didn't even strike out the pitcher. He had 2 strikeouts, and when he didn't strike out the pitcher, I said, okay, this could be it. I don't think he's going to be able to get to 4 because he didn't get to the pitcher. Then they left him in to come out in the 4th inning. We talked about how he had been real short outings. They left him out in the 4th inning. He got rocked. Absolutely rocked. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull one of these suckers out. So, nice cash for us right there. Congratulations to everybody right there. We got Santino M. Santino M's going to go ahead and take $50 because that was, again, at even money. So go ahead and hit me up on Twitter. Drop me your PayPal information, Santino M, and I'll go ahead and send you $50. And, of course, the free bet keeps on rolling. I'll announce on today's show what will be the free bet, and we'll see if we can't give away some more money up on tomorrow's show. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the slate of bets. We've got a good slate here today. Let's see if we can't take advantage from it and put some money in our profit in our pocket. And we'll all start with that Marlins versus Orioles game. We've got 2 bets from this game. The first one I'm going to go ahead and do is do an F5 under 5 runs at -110 over DraftKings. I like a lot about this, obviously. We like Alcantara on the mound there for the Marlins. We know him extremely well. He has just put money in our pocket, quite frankly, throughout this course of the season. I know that wasn't the case in his first start after the All-Star break. Remember, he was going up against the Phillies, and we backed him, and he didn't quite get it done. Well, then he hasn't pitched since then because he's been on the bereavement list. So he's had a little bit of time off. He's coming back now. Obviously, he's going to be fully healthy and roaring to go. So look for him to have a better outing right there. If we look at Watkins, he's going to be on the mound here for the Orioles. He's a young starter, doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but you can see, look at his game log here. He's just not been hit by anybody. And I know it's a small sample size, but look, there's a team in there called the White Sox, and there's a team in there called the Blue Jays. Significantly better offense, obviously, than the Marlins, and he's just not getting hit hard. So we absolutely love that. For offense, for both of these guys, since the All-Star break, versus right-handed pitching, they're in the bottom half of the league in most stats. Obviously, the Orioles are going to be better than the Marlins, but since the All-Star break versus right-handed pitching, both of these teams are generally in the bottom half of the league in most of the categories. So we absolutely love that. So that'll be the first bet. Marlins, Orioles, take the first 5 innings, go under 5 runs at -110 over at DraftKings. All right, the next one we're going to do is we're going to do a NRFI from this game. How about that? Let's go ahead and do a NRFI at this game, and let's do it at +105 over at FanDuel. For Alcantara, he's pitched 20 starts. He's a 20 innings pitch. Obviously, he's only given up 6 runs, 19 Ks, and 0 home runs. That is what we absolutely love that. Love a guy almost getting 1 strikeout per inning and has not given up the long ball so far in the first inning of the season. So like Alcantara to shut down the Orioles. And then for Watkins, we like them shutting down the Marlins. I mean, he's only had 3 starts. He's given up a run in one of those starts. But what we'll lean on is, in terms of these teams scoring in the first inning, the Marlins are dead last. Absolutely dead last in the majors. And the Orioles are only 19. So offenses that generally aren't getting it done in the first inning. 2 really good pitchers going on the mound here in Watkins and Alcantara. So I'll go ahead and take the NRFI at +105 over FanDuel. I like this bet so much. This is the free giveaway bet. This is going to be the free giveaway bet. So when this bet cashes on tomorrow's show, somebody will take home $52. So let's go NRFI up in Orioles versus Marlins. All right, let me hit you guys here with another bet. We're going to look at this Nationals game going up against the Phillies. I'm going to take Nationals F5 team total over 2.5 runs at +105 over DraftKings. If you don't have the F5 option, the full game total at 4.5, that one's also pretty good, but I obviously settled on the F5 team total just because I'm really fading the Philly starter here with what the Nationals do, versus left-handed pitching. What I mean, what they do is versus left-handed pitching. Let's look at this Nationals offense since the All-Star break versus left-handed pitching. Number 4 in batting average, number 4 in home runs, number 3 in runs, number 9 in walks, and number 14 in strikeouts. So they're just getting it done. They're smashing left-handed pitching since the All-Star break, and generally since really the course of the season. But you want to start looking at data on a smaller sample size when you start really betting on baseball. So that's why I just broke it down there since the All-Star break. And they got Matt Moore going. Matt Moore was in that starter Post All-Star break against Alcantara, when we got burned by him in that start, he pitched really, really good in that start against the Marlins. That's the Marlins offense. Now he's going against the Nationals offense. And what did he do since that really good start where he burned us? He reverted right back to the Matt Moore, who we know he has 6 innings pitched, 6 runs, 2 home runs, 3 walks, and only 4 Ks against a Braves offense. Again, not as good as this Nationals offense. So, yeah, and that's who Matt Moore really is, right? He's got a 5.79 ERA, a 1.60 whip, a 281 opponent's batting average, and a 7.9 K per 9. So let's just hope that the bad Matt Moore shows up, the Matt Moore that's consistently more towards the bad side of his card, on the back of his card. And we're really banking on why will that Matt Moore really show up? Well, because he's going up against a really, really good offense, and against a really good offense against left-handed pitching. So I'll go ahead and take that Nationals F5 team total over 2.5 runs at plus 105 over Draftkings. All right, let's go ahead now, move it over now to the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. We're going to do Blue Jays F5 team total over 3 runs and minus 110 over a points bet. You can do their full game. It's around about 5 runs around the various sports books, but to me it's a little bit riskier because the Red Sox bullpen it's not like strong, but it's pretty good in whip and pretty good in opponent's batting average, and then they're about mediocre in the other stats. But to me, I think the better play is Blue Jays F5 team total over 3 runs at minus 110. Why do we like this so much? Well, the Blue Jays are going up against a right-handed starter here. And since the All-Star break, they're obviously one of the best teams overall. But since the All-Star break, number 7 in batting average, number 2 in runs, number 1 in home runs, and number 6 in strikeouts. So putting the bat on the ball, getting contact while not striking out. We absolutely love that. And who's going to be on the mound there for the Red Sox? It's going to be Garrett Richards. He was rocked by the Blue Jays in his last start. He gave up 4 runs at 5.2 innings pitched with 3 home runs. That is absolutely terrible. He's faced the Blue Jays already 4 times this season, and he's been rocked in 3 of those 4 times. He's given up 4+ runs in those 3 times where he was absolutely rocked. So he's not very good. He's got a 1.63 whip, a 294 opponent's batting average, and a 7.2 K per 9. So this guy's obviously seen the Blue Jays a ton. Hasn't really been all that successful. The Blue Jays have certainly had his number. And so I like their ability to get over 3 runs. You get the push right there if they only were to get 3 runs. But the way this offense is clicking, the way the team's clicking, and the way this pitcher has been struggling as a season as a whole, and especially against the Blue Jays, I like that Blue Jays F5 team total over 3 runs at minus 110 over points bet. Let's go ahead now and let's do a NRFI. We haven't done one of these in a while, one of these half-inning NRFIs. So let's do one of these half-inning NRFIs. Let's throw the Mariners up in there, the Rockies up in there, and the Rangers up in there. And you can get this all at plus 142 up over at Bet Rivers right now. Let's look at these 3 teams from an offensive standpoint in terms of runs scored in the first inning. Well, the Mariners ranked 26th, the Rockies ranked 22nd, and the Rangers ranked 29. So not getting it done, all 3 of them. Now let's move over to the starting pitchers. You got McCullers going on the mound here against the Mariners. 16 innings pitched, 5 runs, 26 Ks, and 0 home runs. That, folks, is absolutely outstanding. That's some of the best numbers that we've rifed off that we've said all season long. Let's go ahead and move it now to Suarez. He's going up against the Rockies. Only had 3 starts. He did give up 1 run. He's got 4 Ks, but he hasn't given up a home run, so we absolutely like that. And Suarez should sound awfully familiar to you guys. He was the pitcher on the mound when we cashed Athletics Angels last week in our full game NRFI. He was on the mound and got us a nice cash, so got no problem backing this guy again. We obviously all joined up on YouTube. We watched that game together. He looked really good. So, yeah, give me Suarez there to shut down the Rockies, who come in at 22nd in offense, so they're not getting it done. And then you got Widener there for the Diamondbacks. He's going to be going up against the Rangers. He's only had 7 starts. He gave up 1 run. It was via the home run. Otherwise, he's had 6 Ks, so like what he's been able to do. Again, the Rangers coming at 29. So overall, you got 3 pitchers that are generally getting it done the first inning, going up against offenses that are obviously in the bottom 10 of the league in runs scored in the first inning. So like the Mariners, Rockies, and Rangers all to not score in the first inning, and I'll do that at plus 142 over points bet. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to that dog of the day. What is going to be the dog of the day? Let's bounce back. Let's get a nice winner for you guys. For my dog of the day, I'm going to go ahead and do the Athletics. You can find that currently right now at plus 140 over at Bet Rivers. I'm, again, not showing you a bet slip, but this is an official bet. I'll just wait till first pitch and then go ahead and bet it with a 20% profit boost used by Bet Rivers. But, again, you can get it right now. The best price is at Bet Rivers at plus 140. Why are we back in the Athletics today? Well, they've got Caprillion on the mound here for the Athletics. He's had an absolutely outstanding July. He's gone 6 innings pitched, 0 runs against the Angels. 7 innings pitched and only gave up 1 run against the Red Sox. That is really impressive, folks. Those are 2 top 5 offenses. Offenses that we've backed a ton this season because they score a lot of runs. And Caprillion has shut both of them down. And what was even more impressive is that was his second time this season facing both of those teams, and his performance was better the second time around. That's not something you see all that often. So, yeah, this guy's got good stuff. He's got a 2.65 ERA, a 1.12 whip, a 202 opponent's batting average, and a 9.7 K per 9. So this guy, while he's had a great July, he's also just had a great, fantastic season overall. I mean, those are numbers where if I rifled those numbers off to you, we would be throwing our money behind that pitcher and that team to back on that day. So, yeah, maybe you've never really heard of this guy, but this guy has been getting it done all season long. Again, especially against July there against the Angels and Red Sox. That is really, really impressive. Who's going to be on the mound there for the Padres? Well, it's going to be Paddock. He's going to be up on the mound. He's up and down, folks. Up and down. Great against the Braves. Great against the Phillies. Bad against the Nationals 2 times. Just not getting it done. I mean, you look at the whole season record. There's a reason why he's been up and down. He's got a 5.17 ERA, a 1.30 whip, a 270 opponent's batting average, and an 8.7 K per 9. So, yeah, not only is Caprillion obviously better than Paddock, across every number you really look up, it's just too up and down for me with Paddock right there. Just way too up and down. So, yeah, Caprilion's definitely better for sure. So, let's now move over to the offense. And we don't really need to talk about offense, but I'm going to talk about it. This is where we talk about when you get the dog of the day. Obviously, you're taking a dog of the day, so they're not going to do everything better than their opponent. Offensive-wise, yeah, we know the Padres have the better offense, so we don't need to dwell a lot of time on that. Yeah, make no mistake about it. Padres are better on offense. But what do we like? Where's another advantage we like? We already got the starting pitching advantage that we like. Now let's move over to the bullpen and see what these bullpens were doing since the All-Star break, guys. And again, you got to handicap baseball in shorter time periods because it's such a long season. Look at what these bullpens are doing since the All-Star break. Opponent's batting average, Athletics are 2nd, Padres are 28th. In whip, Athletics are 4th, Padres are 27th. FIP, Athletics are 6th, the Padres are 15th. For ERA, the Athletics are 1st, the Padres are 20th. And home runs per 9 innings, the Athletics are 6th, and the Padres are 17th. So if you want to look at season stats, you'll think one of the Padres are a good bullpen. Not since the All-Star break, folks. They are not getting it done. Obviously, a lot of those stats were, towards the bottom of the league. Some of them were league average, where the Athletics were top 6 was their worst stat. Top 6. This is a fantastic bullpen coming up out of this All-Star break. So why am I backing the Athletics? If we get the start we believe we can get from Caprillion, just a really good, another good dominant start. If Paddock is so-so, just kind of like how he's been doing, I mean, I gave you those numbers. Those are really bad numbers. We would fade those numbers, lots of times throughout the course of the season. So if we get Caprillion to do what he does, backed by a far superior bullpen, I think we can overcome the offensive deficiencies and discrepancies that maybe they have going up against the Padres, because it really won't matter if their arms come out to play. If Caprillion and this bullpen does what they've been doing, I think we can go ahead and sneak away with a nice dog of the day victory. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and back the Athletics at plus 140 currently at Bet Rivers. And then whatever value I get it, I will, of course, go ahead and tweet it out a little bit later on. All right, guys, that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and make sure we recap these bets. So our bets are going to be, we're going to take Marlins, Orioles, F5, under 5 runs. We'll go ahead and do that one at minus 110. We'll go ahead and take a NRFI in that same game, Marlins, Orioles at plus 105. We'll go ahead and take that Nationals team total in the F5 over 2.5 at plus 105. We'll go ahead and take that Blue Jays F5 team total over 3 runs at minus 110. I'll go ahead and take a NRFI in half-inning games. We'll hope that the Mariners, Rockies, and Rangers all don't score in the first inning at plus 142. And then my dog of the day so far today is going to be the Athletics. All right, guys, go ahead and get those bets in. Let's have a nice, solid bounce-back day. No pain like yesterday, no heartbreaks. Let's have everything be cool and put some money up in our pocket. And we'll come back on Wednesday's show. We'll do it again. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.